Hey you! Today we're going to chat about a special topic, which is the difference between macros and calories. You know, what are macros and what are calories? Well, let's cover that. So, calories are essentially a unit of energy. It's what your body uses in order to function and move. Now, where do we get calories from? We get our calories actually from macronutrients. So, they do go hand in hand. Now, there's three main macronutrients that we use: carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Now, these are all measured in grams. Carbs and fats are used for energy most of the time, and protein is actually used for tissue repair. Now, your body can use protein as energy, but it's just a really inefficient process. Now, when I always hear people dieting, a lot of times they worry too much about calories. All they care about is getting, let's say, 1,500 calories or 2,000 calories. And as long as they can get that in, that's what matters. So, does it matter where these calories are coming from? So for weight loss, no. Because for weight loss, we just need to hit a certain amount of calories. So you could be eating 2,000 calories from McDonald's, and if your body burns 2,500 or 3,000 calories a day, you're still gonna lose weight. Now, if you ate the same amount of calories from your healthy fats, healthy lean meats, your healthy grains, are you gonna get the same results? In terms of weight loss, you might get similar results, but the difference is gonna be that you're gonna burn a lot more fat and gain a lot more muscle than if you didn't care about your macronutrient count. So what this means is that we need to find specific ratios of how many carbs, fats, and proteins we need in our diet. Let's chat about the two main energy sources, which are carbs and fats. Your body utilizes carbs in times of high activity. So it's also called anaerobic activity. This just means that when you get your heart rate up real high, when you're doing things like intervals, weight training, when you're sprinting, things like this are gonna really use a lot of carbohydrates for energy. Your body utilizes fats any other time. So, for example, if you go out for a long walk, when you're asleep, most of the time when you're resting, your body's just utilizing fats. Now, you can't turn one on and one off completely. Your body uses a mixture of both, but it does prioritize one over the other depending on what activity you do. When you play around with these ratios of carbs, fats, and proteins, your body now is able to actually really transform. So, you might lose weight from just eating a low-calorie diet, but this could be muscle loss. A lot of it can affect your health as well if you're just eating a low-calorie diet and not getting the proper nutrients. So this means that you want to get the right amount of carbs, fats, and proteins. In terms of protein, I always recommend getting at least 1 gram per pound of body weight if you are somebody who's weight training and looking to optimize their body composition. You can go up to 1.5 grams per pound of body weight as well. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you can eat between 200 and 300 grams of protein a day. Now, the best way to determine this is seeing how your digestion feels. When you start eating your protein, you can start increasing it little by little, and then when you feel like your body's not handling it very well, that's the point to cut off, or slightly below that. But 1 to 1.5 grams per pound of body weight is usually a safe spot. In terms of carbohydrates, it's going to depend on your genetics. It's going to depend on your daily activity levels as well. Our body types will determine how well we handle carbohydrates. There's usually 3 body types: endomorphs, ectomorphs, and mesomorphs. Endomorphs are essentially somebody who can gain weight easily and naturally just puts on some body fat. Ectomorphs are those people who you say, I don't know how this person eats so much and never gains weight. And mesomorphs are just the naturally athletic built people who can put on muscle easily and stay lean. For endomorphs, I actually recommend keeping most of your carbohydrates around your workout time and very small amounts split evenly throughout the rest of the day. This is going to ensure that your body doesn't gain much fat and is effective at losing fat. For ectomorphs, you can actually have a little bit higher carbohydrates and still get away with seeing some awesome progress. Mesomorphs can actually have a little bit more of a balanced diet. So every meal you can be eating your healthy carbs, your healthy fats, and still see amazing results. In terms of your activity levels, this is really going to depend if you have a physical job, if you have to walk to work or school. It's also going to depend on how hard and how often your training is. So if you're an athlete training 3-4 hours a day, you're going to burn a lot more calories than just a gym rat who wants to go to the gym 3 or 4 times a week. In terms of healthy fats, the only time I recommend not eating fat is strictly post-workout, because post-workout you actually want fast digesting protein and carbohydrates in order to refuel your glycogen stores. All the other times, I always recommend healthy fats to slow down your digestion. They're going to help you actually with health and hormones as well. Healthy fats are crucial. In terms of ratios, I always recommend endomorphs should do a little bit more protein, a little bit lower carb, moderate fat. So for example, you could be getting 35% of your calories from protein, 35% of your calories from fats, and only 30% of your calories from carbohydrates. For mesomorphs, which are just the naturally built athletic people, you can do a standard 40-40-20 split. 40% protein, 40% carbohydrates, 20% fat. And for the person that's an ectomorph who has a lot of trouble gaining weight, I recommend going a little bit lower on the protein, jacking up the carbs and fats. So you can get away with doing, let's say, 25 to 30% of your calories from protein, 50% of your calories from carbs, and the remaining percent from healthy fats. Now remember guys, none of this is exact. So the biggest thing in fitness is trial and error. You gotta see what works best for your body. Now I know a lot of this can be a little bit confusing. So this is why if you guys need help, there's a lot of online calculators, or hey, even my programs. So I actually have some free trials up on the website on Physique Academy. If you go under the self-coaching programs, there's Flip 12 and Map 12. Flip 12 is for those people looking to maximally burn body fat and get lean. And Map 12 is for those looking to put on as much muscle size as they can without gaining fat. So if you're a little bit unsure about how many calories you need, what your macros are, and how to even structure them around your day, what you can do is go to the website, download the Flip 12 free trial or the Map 12 free trial. You type in your information, like your weight, your height, your daily activity levels, what your body type is, and it'll give you the exact macros you have to follow in order to reach your goals. Now, what's cool about this as well, it splits them up into what meals you should have each macronutrient at, and it will also change every 4 weeks based on how your body is changing. So overall, counting calories is not going to be as effective as counting your macronutrients, because counting calories might just elicit weight loss or weight gain, but counting macros gets more specific, making sure it's the proper tissue you want, like burning more body fat or gaining more muscle mass. If you guys like this video, make sure to share it. Make sure to ask me any questions you may have at physiqueacademy@gmail.com, and make sure to check out the free trials of Flip 12 and Map 12.